Tu, 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 tu. Grande Samu. Tutto bene? What's up, Vladi? How you doing? Tonight we are going live with Billy O'Neill. Damn. I'm hyped. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked about this one. What's up, Bruce? How you doing? John. I hope you guys liked the one I did yesterday. We did yesterday with Brian. Unfortunately, the connection of the video wasn't the best, but the audio was. What's up, fella? What's up, Joy? But the audio was quite okay. So I'm quite happy about that one. What do you guys think about the one I did yesterday with Brian Aragon? I do really would love to see your feedback because yeah, I mean I love it. I don't really know which are your thoughts about that thing and if the questions are okay that I'm making, because honestly I'm not trying to settle down questions. I'm like trying to make it more like a discussion, you know. Ciao Matt, grande Sven, tutto bene? And yeah, tonight we're gonna have the one and only Billy O'Neill from New York City, Staten Island, I believe. And with him we are going to talk about what is going on right now in the US, because I have I received yesterday a lot of videos from John from Florida, from John from San Diego, and apparently the people in America, they are still going into the street protesting against the government because they don't believe about that COVID-19 thing, and they don't want to be stopped by the government to do their work and stuff like that, which is, I mean, it perfectly makes sense, but that will increase, in my opinion, the number of the infected people, man. And going back to what I was saying about yesterday, we had more than 500 people watching that thing, man. That was crazy. Not all of the people can reach that amount of people watching it. I mean, Niels did it. Who else? Derek did. Derek Anderson did quite well. Brian, of course. Chaz as well. Bobby. Yeah, Tyler. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to judge them, but it's the worst thing that you can do right now in this moment. Especially for the fact that they probably have seen what happened in New York, and they should be a little smarter to say, all right, if that happened in New York, why should we bring it here in San Diego or here in Miami or something like that? No? Oh, we do have already a question. Oh, Scott, this question is it for me? So Scott asked me, who do you most want to have as your guest on Blading Chats? To be honest with you, I'm talking with lots of my my idol and people that I admire. So I would say that all of them are pretty cool. But if I do have to pick one, yeah, Aragon already done it. Billy O'Neill was one of them. Maybe. Oh man, that's a tough one. Maybe Heffy. Heffy could be cool. Or Conor O'Brien, man. But no, okay. I'm just saying them all. honestly, because like I do have like, of course, I'm a big fan of Aragon, Haffy, and all those people. But like for some reason, my two favorite bladers are Chaz Sands and Will Gordon. So having Will Gordon here, man, Will Gordon here will be great. Dustin Latimer, oh man, I would love that. But you know, I do believe that like for the scale, people like Billy and Austin should be the very first one to interview Dustin Latimer because you know Jump Street and they hold like you know the top of the pyramid. So in my opinion, Dustin should go before to them than like coming here with these blading chats. Yeah, so am I, Scott. Yeah, Frankie will be super cool. I need to do one with Erod, and yeah. Oh wow, Tyler, man, that's crazy. So thumbs up for your wife, and yeah, like it's crazy. It's definitely crazy, and like she's the most endangered. True. Yeah, true, Indy. I've already done it with Chaz, and it's going to be uploaded on the next days on YouTube. If you go on into the link in my bio, you can find a playlist within all the blading sets that I've done until this day. So the Stefan Brando, the JP from Butter TV, Austin Paz, and all that. So it was quite fun. The one from Chaz. Chaz is the man. Like, comment, and subscribe. True. But it's crazy because like I haven't done like I'm not doing this for getting more subscriber or follower or whatever. It's just like a way for me to kill time to entertain myself, and I hopefully click that bell and hopefully to entertain you guys somehow in this kind of boring period. I do have like a bunch of questions for Billy. I'm trying to I'm trying to put them not like reading them like into a discussion mode. Wow. Yeah, those three persons, man. KG, JP, and DL. It could have been cool also to see on the Jump Street podcast Brandon Campbell. That would be cool. Rob Thompson would be cool as well. Do you guys know what happened to Rob Thompson? Dude, like, that guy was crazy, huh? Ora, Los Angeles. Yeah, true. Jeff Daniels could be cool. I saw the post this morning about the switching from USD to Trigger. So who knows? He might be maybe gonna get like a pro model. So Billy is here. Man, I'm excited. Let's. What's up, Brian? There you go. Yo!
What up?
What up, Billy?
How you doing, bro?
Fine. Good to see you.
Good to see you too,
And thank you so much for being here. It's an honor, man.
dude. So it's really cool what you're doing through this time, man. It's cool to
Oh,
see like making the best of these times and doing something good with it.
exactly. I'm gonna try to kill time as much as possible as I'm not working at all. So
That's it. I mean, a lot of people aren't. So it's cool, like things like this, and I don't know if you've seen like Dave Payne's DJ nights, you know?
Mamma mia, they're crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys going live with those videos, man, they're like so amazing.
Oh man, thanks. No, it's
No,
we got the idea from like Dave Payne doing his DJ night. We were like, oh, we should just all watch a video together, and it ended up being a really fun thing for all of us to do.
it's amazing. I love it. Like unfortunately, like sometimes like it's like really late here in Italy, and but like whenever I'm up, I try all the time to jump in because they are so cool. The one with the coup d'etat with John
Yeah,
Avram like commenting and stuff, man.
well, Monday we try to do it earlier for the guys in Europe. So I think it's on. I think on Mondays it's what time? I think it's like 9 p.m. in Europe.
Ah, really?
Yeah, or 10 p.m. at 9 or 10 p.m.
Wow.
So Monday, we do it on Mondays at 9, 10 p.m. I think it's 9 or 10 p.m. in Europe. I think it's 9 p.m. UK, 10 p.m. The rest of
Italy.
Europe, Italy and everything. Yeah, and then and then Wednesday and Friday we have it like 6 p.m. on the East Coast. I mean 6 p.m. California. So yeah,
Okay. Ah, perfect, perfect. Then
yeah,
I'm looking forward to see it, man. I'm so happy. Which video is going
yeah.
to be?
Oh, let's see. We're doing Valo 4 on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Valo for life.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah. Yo, how you doing out there, man? I'm curious. Like, is it starting to cool down or what's going on?
So the numbers, yes, the numbers and like the infected people are like since 2 weeks are like slowly getting down. But
Mm.
yeah, the government says at least until the 4th of May, we need to stay here in the same situation that we have been through since the 8th of March. So almost 2 months of lockdown. But
Mhm.
yeah, who knows what is going to be on the 4th of May. I do believe that like they are going to reopen some store and like they are going to divide the people who are allowed to go work and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
going back to the normal life, I do believe that it's going to be probably September, October, or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy. What
That's
about LA?
crazy. Man, yeah, it's I mean, I'm working like because I'm doing like construction and like carpentry and stuff like that. So, yeah, like that's so I've been working, which is good, but a lot of people aren't and yeah, a lot of friends, especially friends in the entertainment industry, which we have a lot of people who skate who work in the entertainment industry, like a lot of filmers, photographers, like location scouts. It's just like a lot of people in blading ended up getting into this. Like, so they're not going to be working till like September or things like that. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, just everything's different. We're all really careful and it's crazy. Like, I haven't skated, I skated once like a month ago
Oh,
like after
wow.
everything happened. And then yeah, and then like I was just like scared to touch things at the skate park and everything like
Hmm.
that.
True, true.
So I like I like been stalling on like the curb in front of my house, but other than that, I haven't done anything. I might go skate after this later today for the first time because I like really need to. But I'm gonna wear gloves, you know.
Yeah,
Mask.
yeah, definitely. Mask.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
it's crazy because it's like a proper silent killer, this thing. Like, you can get infected and you didn't even know it, and then you can pass it through relatives, parents, friends, or whatever, and it can really
yeah,
cause like a chain of events that like could be really
yeah.
dangerous, right?
That's the crappy part, man. That's the thing
Mm,
about it. That sucks because you know, you just don't want to risk other people's health and
mm.
safety. So yeah, just buckling down. Like I said, I'm lucky to be working. I'm happy to be working. Um, there's a lot of people that aren't, and you know, I just hope everyone hangs tough because it's not easy, you
No,
know. So
exactly. And like just because of what you were saying, I saw like the other day at the news, and John from also sent me a video of people like
Eric
protesting it.
Paquette.
Oh, what's up, Sky? What's
Sorry.
up? Shout out to Eric Burkett.
Yeah.
Um, like I saw the people protesting against the government into the street, which is, in my opinion, like I'm no one to say that, but like in my opinion, it's like one of the worst thing to do because like you're gathering together a lot of people and like the
Yeah.
chance to spread it increasing like mad high, no?
Yeah. No, it's you know, yeah, with that, it's a tough issue because um, you know, America's really big, and each state is so different. Some states there's a lot of space and there's not as much of an issue. It's definitely not smart to be getting together and doing that. Like places like where I'm in California right now, and my family's in New York, and a lot of my friends. So like everyone there, there's like no question you have to, you like because it's big. It's a big issue there. But state to state, it's different. So I don't know. I don't think it's good to be protesting though. To be honest, I haven't been paying attention for the past week, like because
Hmm.
I've just been watching it every day for like 4 weeks or something, 5 weeks, and then I was like, I'm just gonna keep because I keep doing staying safe anyway, so I'm just gonna ignore it and just keep staying safe. So I haven't
True.
even seen that, to be honest. I haven't, but I heard about it on Facebook and stuff. But it's
Yeah,
crazy,
true.
man.
And what about
People
New
are
York right
excited.
now? What about your family in New York? Are they safe or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my mom, she's like, she's at home. And she's not.
Prova delle se va. Is it working, guys? We had like some technical issue. I don't know what happened, but there were like millions of people doing live stream. So let me see if I'm able to reach out. Billy, oh, he's already here. Him to be connected. No, I'm sorry, prima. Boss, hey, I do apologize, man.
No, no problem, man.
I don't know what happened. There were like millions of people doing live streams, so that is why probably the
No, totally. Yeah,
the mem
all these social media things are just getting blown up. This and Zoom as well. So
exactly, exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
totally.
Are you guys using a lot Zoom in the US?
Like a lot of my friends are. I'm using it here and there for like family. Like my family will have like a happy hour on like the East Coast,
Hmm.
and then like after dinner we'll like have like a drink or something and just like chat.
Okay.
So we do that because my sister's in California, but my family's in New York and stuff like that. So we'll do something like that. What about you? You've been doing some Zooms?
Yeah, yeah, we do like with all the friends and stuff. We're all the time like chatting, happy hour before dinner, actually getting a couple of beers and stuff like that, or while we are cooking and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Jason, you know what I did just before this
Hmm.
podcast started? I watched Devotion.
Really
Dude, it's so good.
unbelievable, right?
It hit me right here, man. I was like watching that. I was like, wow, man. Leon's got to
Crazy.
be the best, you know? He's like, he and I are the same age, and he's still skating so good.
Mamma mia. He's a really, hey, like, I mean, your trips in Tenerife, those trips were fire, man.
Oh, thanks.
No, no, I was like so happy to see you shredding the streets like always. And yeah, there was like crazy. But yeah, going back to Leon's one, devotion was like crazy. I
Yeah, I was like,
bought,
I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was like just really happy to see how hard he skated and like, yeah, and like what he did, how much like Devotion was a perfect name for it, you know?
True, true,
It's
true.
a perfect name.
2 years in the making, right?
Was it 2 years in the making?
I do believe, like, I do believe it was like from 2017 till 2019 or something like that.
You can tell he put a lot of work into it for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that. I like when people put that much work into something. You know what I mean? It's good to like, because when you film like a really good trick, you want to put it out like that day. Sometimes you like want to put it on Instagram right off the bat and be like, see people get stoked on it or whatever. But it's cool to like just work on something and then just like kind of keep your tricks and then just like put it out and when it's ready, it's just like it feels really good. So I
Exactly.
think I think he did a good job with that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like cooking a cake, you know. Of course, you can go to the pastry and buy it and eat it in a second. But when you're cooking it and you wait and you wait
Oh
for
yeah.
the cake coming out from the oven, and then when you eat it, it tastes even better because you've waited for
Yeah.
that, you've dreamed for that, and stuff like that, right?
It's totally like that's perfect for quarantine because everyone's making their own food now. So it's a perfect analogy. It's like
Ex-
you gotta make it.
Exactly. And I'm a big fan of all of those VOD stuff because I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I also believe that like people on making Instagram edits, like they put a lot of effort and stuff like that, but like something like devotion or like a proper VOD, like the Eugen one and stuff like that, where people are putting together like days and days and days of filming, it means that like there are like a lot of work behind it, and they are super worth it, the whole money and the money that you spend. And also for some reason, in my opinion, it stays there, you know. I mean, like, it's
Yeah,
something that really go up there, right?
absolutely. Totally. I totally agree. It's like something that lasts. You know, that's why like
Exactly.
yeah, we've been noticing on like these because on these movie nights. Oh, by the way, it's 8 p.m. tomorrow
Ah,
in
perfect.
Italy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Then I'll be
So
there.
8 p.m. Cool.
Great.
So yeah, but we're noticing like a lot with these movie nights, like when we're putting it out, like a lot of, and just going back and watching old videos, because sometimes you want to see the new stuff so much you forget to do that. But when you go back and look at the old stuff, it's like, it still lasts, man. Stuff from like 20 years ago, or even like 25, even like the old sloppy stuff, like you look at that and you're like, dude, either that's gnarly or it's like just still good. It's still perfect. A lot of the so that's the the thing that's good about like making a part, I think, you know.
True.
So like that
Exactly.
that devotion part is
Unbelievable. The true
yeah.
topsoil, that there's like a true topsoil that he does. I think he's skating some ballows, and like he done it on this flat ledge, super long. He's like, he doesn't have any t-shirt, and it like looks so perfect when he lock
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Dude, that was crazy, man. Like, I was like, damn, Leon. And the last trick, of course, it's something else.
Yeah, it's anyone who hasn't seen it definitely got to go check it out. Um yeah, spending time with him on that Tenerife trip, it was yeah, he's like probably like the one of the people who I draw the most inspiration from right now because like I said, because he's my age, you know, like 36 years old. And I went out to Tenerife, and Dominic Bruce was there. He was ripping, and it's great. But like Dominic's a little younger; he's 23. So it's like you get stoked, but like not as stoked that when someone your age, who you've been skating with for so long, is like still killing it. It makes you have to like rise to the occasion. So it was like, yeah, like even so when I watch the part, like I have a special kind of connection to like his skating when it's good because it's just like knowing him for so long. And yeah, it was cool. It's inspiring to watch.
Man, definitely, definitely. And talking about like things from the past, earlier I was watching a couple of your profile on here on YouTube, and I found this
Hmm.
one, theories from 2001 or something. It's like a shared profile between you and Calvin Silas.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Man, that was pretty dope, huh? You were
yeah.
killing
That was an
like
old one.
already. You
No,
were
it's funny.
killing
I've
it,
been
dude.
going through like a lot of that old New York stuff, like with Calvin Sales and Mike Johnson, Bashi Pope, Carly Sanchez, Hyper Mike, like all these guys from that time. And I don't know, man. Like all these eras in skating are special. That one just takes me back to like a certain point in my age and time, and man, so much was happening in skating at the time too. It was like so active. So yeah, those are fun times and fun to look back on because the way I used to dress and talk and everything. It's funny.
I do believe like you were pretty young, so it's
Oh, my
reasonable,
nephew
no?
is in here. Real quick, Jason, my nephew Liam is in here. He
Really?
just said, he just said hi, Uncle Billy. My
There you
nephew.
go. Hey, what's
What's
up?
what's up, Liam? I just had to say what's up. All right. I'm sorry. Go
And
ahead, Jason.
and I was like, because you said that, like, you like when I was talking with Ray, it came out the fact that like you, Murda, Dustin Alaran, and Boshi Pop, and all those guys, all and
Yeah.
Austin, and of course Alex Nunez, in my opinion, redefine a certain era of the New York skating scene. And like for you, how like what does it mean like to growing up skating with those people? And like did you guys just like Dusty Latimer and Brian Shima, they were talking to each other like saying, hey, we are going to redefine skating right now. Was it like the same thing between you like between you guys, or like it just came out naturally, the fact that like the level of skating get that high at that time in New
Uh,
York?
no, that's a good question. It wasn't like the Shima and Dustin Latimer thing. I think at that point they were like established, but a lot of us who had, who became pro, like we were skating together from way before we were pro or sponsored or good or anything like that. So I think a lot of the thing that just like the New York City style of everything, especially back then in like the pre 2000s or 2000 era and the 90s, we were just like very competitive. It was like the thing in, hip hop was huge, and in hip hop style and everything, it was always about battling, especially back then. So we just took that as like New York. I mean, and that was everything in New York. It was, graffiti and, skateboarding, blading, whatever. It was just like that was the attitude. So we would always, talk crap to one another, like talking garbage, like being like, "Oh, you suck. Those skates suck. That trick was whack. Your style was whack." And then people would be like, always talking all day, and people would be like, "Yo, you want to battle? Oh, you think I'm whack? Battle me. Let's play skate right now." So
Shoot.
I grew up playing skate with Murda and like Dustin Howard and all these guys, and it's funny because we'd like learn the tricks that the other person couldn't do and do them, and then everyone just ended up doing them because that's how people. So I think that's how we got better. We weren't like, yeah, we're gonna change this game. We were more like, yo, you suck, to each other as friends, like just joking, and then we'd always be battling, just constantly battling. So that's how we.
Awesome. And you already
Yeah,
anticipated the other question I was wanting to ask you because, like, of course, New York is the capital of hip hop. So I do believe that, like,
yeah,
all of those battles between b-boys, blading, and
yeah,
MCs and stuff like
everything.
that, man, it really influences like the way you guys are skating. So yeah, that is why I believe
Yeah,
just like you were saying, the level of you guys growing up like that fast and redefine a certain era of skating, in my opinion. But
totally,
then.
and that's why I think we were so like, California has like big old mountains and stuff, and huge rails and gaps, and New York is pretty flat, so we had this competitive mentality, like, oh, we wanted to battle with one another, but we just like maybe had a flat bar, or there was only a few down rails, and we used to have to go out to like Queens or like Midtown Manhattan to skate the few down stair rails. So it was always like battling on a curb or battling on a little ledge or a little rail, and through that we would just like so that's how we kind of got
And
shaped
like
our way of skating. Just the battling, yeah.
awesome. And like, and which were your guys' thoughts about like the guys in the West Coast?
Oh, back then, see, it's funny because obviously there were people that were totally good and you couldn't deny it, but we were young, and it was like Biggie and Tupac and stuff was happening around then, like West Coast, East Coast. So we were like, it wasn't like it was playful, we were like, nah, our crew is better, our crew is sicker, which is why I think a lot of that like mentality went into like Dave Payne's like Battle My Crew, like the VG videos, because like it wasn't like this kind of big family like we have now. Like there were so many people, like there were a lot of people blading, so like it was like, nah, our crew is sick, forget your crew and all this stuff. So I think that kind of took around. So we were competitive with the West Coast guys, and like, but when we got over there and we met them, we all became friends, and it was cool. Yeah.
Awesome. And like, which are your like, just because like you were skating with those people, like you, Murda, are like all my idols. But like, who like your idols? Like, I always wonder like, who was your idol? Like, do you have like any favorite blader or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. I have a bunch of favorite bladers, but like from back then or like now or like from
Uh,
back then.
back then.
Back then, okay, when I first in the beginning of my skating, it was like Brian Bell, Randy Spicer, Matty Mance. Yeah, those were the guys I really liked to see skate back in the day. Then it got to like the newer era, and I really like Gillen skating and like the movie Espionage and those
Hmm.
things. So I really like Kevin Gillen, Shane Saviors.
Wow.
But then like when I started like developing my thing, like when Dustin Latimer came out, I'm like, that's the guy. That was it. So like I've always been like the biggest fan of his skating. I think I'm Dustin Latimer's number one fan.
Man, like so with that being said, and like right after I've been watching two times the Brian Shima podcast when he was explaining the whole
That was a
minding,
really good podcast, by the way.
dude, dude, it was
He
like
was so good.
you guys have done
He
like
was so
something unbelievable, man.
No, his was man. Dude, okay, I'm just gonna stop. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm not trying to, but it was him. Like he had so many. I was shocked after, like after it happened. I was like,
Dude.
you have to do that again. Like it was really, yeah. I'm
And
sorry. So go ahead, go
like
ahead.
it could have been like longer, like I don't know, 3 more hours could have been less, right?
I know. That's the thing. But we had to do like a couple more. We had to do like Kevin
Yeah, of course,
Dowling
of course.
and John Bellino, which is still coming out.
What?
That
That's
that we have
crazy.
filmed. Yeah, but we gotta do that because that was special. I'm sorry, what you were saying. I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to
no,
cut
no
you off.
problem, no problem. I'm so hyped. I always like just because you mentioned Dustin Latimer and like the fact that like he was your idol, like what meant to you being into the mind game team, which in my opinion,
Yeah.
you guys, you all guys into the mind game teams, you guys are the 1992 USA Dream Team in my opinion. So and
That's funny, dude. What a reference, 1992 Dream Team. Yeah, man, I'll tell you that when they first asked me to be on, it was pretty interesting. Like Shane asked if I had any interest in skating for Mind Game, to skate amateur for Mind Game, but I was already pro for Eulogy with a pro wheel. But he asked me to skate am. He's like, hey, look, if you get on am, you'll probably get up to pro quick. I was like, okay, let me think about it. I thought about it, and then I was like, I can't go pro to am. Like, so I called him and I was like, sorry, I can't do it. Thanks anyway. And then he called me like a couple weeks later, and he's like, look, I think we don't do this. Like, no, everyone has gone am to pros, but he's like, but I think we can get you on straight to pro. He's like, but we got to ask everyone on the team, and they have to say yes before. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down for that. And then he asked everyone on the team, and I still hadn't heard like from him for a week or two. I haven't heard anything. And I was like, oh, I hope maybe one person said no. I don't know. And then I spoke to him. I was like, hey, just curious. He's like, hey, yeah, just like he's like everyone said yes. He said we just haven't heard back from Aaron yet or something. Aaron Feinberg. They just didn't hear back. And then I basically he called me like a couple days later and was like, yeah, everyone said yeah. It's you're on the team. And then I got an email from every rider. Like I got an email because Shane was just like, "Hey, we sent him an email, welcome him on the team." You know, so I got an email from Latimer and Feinberg and Farmer and Aragon and Don, and I was like, sick. I was super stoked to be on. They made like Mind Game protein jackets. Like it was like a kind of velour like overcoat zip up, and
okay.
it had like Mind Game Pro on it, and like if you got on
Wow.
the team, they gave it to you, and I got on and I had it, and I was like, damn, this is sick. Yeah, so it was like a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment there. You know, it wasn't like in like the prime of Mind Game, but I still got on and got some wheels and definitely happy.
Man, I bet. Like when like, I remember I was talking with
Hmm.
good friend of mine and good photographer Pietro Firincelli
Hmm.
back in the day when you came
Yeah,
out within like the pro announcement. And we were like, oh man, like, he didn't even get the amateur. Like he's straight pro and he's gonna be out on the
yeah,
wheel, man. It's gonna be super sick. And we were like so hyped about it, man.
yeah. No, it was crazy, man, because I was like, yo, this is like I don't know. It felt like a kind of like a big responsibility there. Then they were like, yeah, we're gonna. I remember like a few tricks I was out and like I went out skating with Aaron a few times, like Feinberg skating street, and
Minchia.
you know he's freaking. you know, I was like watching him win the X Games when I was like 15 or maybe 14. He was like winning the X Games and stuff, and I was like, whoa, this is the guy. And then anywhere we're on the street, and he's like, yo, no fish, do that trick, and it's like gnarly, and I'm like, okay, all right. And like, okay, what am I gonna say? No, this guy just ripped Brain Fear Gone in words, and he's like, I'm on the team now, and he's like, dude, do that trick, and I'm like, okay, right, you know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah,
It could
was
have been
cool.
like super stressful, but also hyping, I believe, at the same time, right?
Yeah, it was like I was hyped, but I like felt like I had to live up to I was the videos they came out with. I was just like, damn, like all right, cool. So
Yeah.
I will say this though, and I'm just being honest since we're talking about it, but I saw my section after everyone else's. Like when the video was done, I came out after everyone, and then I saw my section, and I was like really bummed about it because some of my favorite tricks and my biggest tricks that I did weren't in the section. And I was like, where are my tricks? And Shane's like, oh, I put some in the intro and I put some in the outro. Like, and like normally, especially with like Brain Fear Gone words, like there's no intro with tricks. It's just literally all the tricks go in this
In
section.
the
And
section.
Dustin Latimer made those two videos. So he just like, boom, all the tricks in the sections, boom, all the tricks in the sections. And then so when I didn't see the whole video first, I just saw my part first. And like I said, a ton of my favorite tricks were gone. Like I did this like true topsoul on this wavy rail. It wasn't in there. Like I had a couple like this 360 wall ride to, and fakie and whatever, all these certain tricks. I was like, where are my tricks, and then she was like, yeah. Like the part ended and everyone clapped on the team, like, yeah. And I was like, damn, where's the rest of my tricks? Like, But then yeah, whatever. They were just in the intro and in the outro. But it sucks because I feel like looking back, like you can look up the section, but like those other tricks are just like you're not gonna look up the intro. You're only gonna see those if you watch the whole video. So I feel like they're kind of lost. But whatever. That's just how I felt when I first watched it. Since we were talking about it.
If you think about it, if you like right now that I know that thing, if I'm thinking about like the video, yeah, like they could have been like they were like unbelievable, like especially the true topsoul on the wavy rail, which is like in the into the future part. Like those trees are amazing and unbelievable. Like, but maybe combine it all together into a section, they could have been like the section could have been like more tasteful in a sense. I don't know if
Yeah, no, because that's the thing. It's like when you think of those parts, like they put everything like in there. So it's just like I wanted to have like a really powerful part like that. And like looking back like a year or two later, I was like, oh, the part's pretty good. Like I wasn't like super happy with it but when I had all my tricks on the timeline, I was like, this is going to be my best part ever. Yes. And I still look back like it's one of my best parts, but I just know how it could have been, so I was like, whatever.
and like talking about like those big tricks, like is there any like do you have like any of your favorite trick, like any highlight of your tricks that like still pump you when you think about it, or like you get you pretty stoked when you think about it?
Yeah, like honestly, the last part I filmed, like the SSM part with like the 360 topsoul and like over the rail and like the gap to soul at Staples, I'm pretty proud of because I filmed that when I was 29 or 30, So I was like, when like I was 18, I didn't think I'd be skating at that age, and I was still like putting out like some of like my heaviest tricks and feeling strong, like, and feeling good. So I'm really kind of proud of, because that three topsoul, I've been wanting to do that on the street for like maybe, I did it like at a contest in 2006 or something and won it at Bitter Cold. And then it took me like 10 years to take it to the street. So I was like,
Yeah.
pretty happy. That trick I'm happy about, and Staples Center because it's such a iconic spot.
Yeah. Both of those tricks, they're like snowboarding tricks in the sense of like the biggest of like the amount of craziness like that you can put it on. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, like no boarding? What do you mean?
Snowboarding. I'm sorry.
Snowboarding. Got it. Yeah,
Because of the sizes, like jumping over a rail,
yeah.
like hitting like this big ass ledge, and then like or
Mhm.
like gapping over a rail, 360 topsail, gapping
No,
over when
okay,
you're landing it. Man, that was
okay,
crazy.
okay. So like, I'll tell you, like, we're talking about before, like my favorite skaters and things, and I think this is a good place for me to talk about because you're talking about snowboarding and things that like influence the way I look at skating. So when I started getting over like all the technical stuff, like tricks that we did in New York a lot and wanting to go bigger, I was looking at two things. I was looking at Pat Lennon
Yeah,
because I was like, yo, Pat Lennon is like skating spots that like you could not skate on a skateboard. Like, and it was really important for me, especially at that time, to like separate rollerblading, at least from skateboarding, because it had like this negative attachment. And I was like, cool, let's just like make our terrain completely different. So we'll just like separate ourselves and make ourselves like just different in not better, not worse, just different in amplitude. So we do our own thing. Um, but I will be honest, even because I want to be different from skateboarding, I started to draw a lot of inspiration from BMX. Like I was seeing like a lot of the BMX guys, like Ruben, like I don't know how do you say his last name, but Alcantara, I don't know, from South America or something. And some of those guys, like the band BMX guys in Florida, just like the way they were doing things, like they would like slam sideways into a wall ride, you know, like poof, like you know, just like go straight at a wall and slam sideways into it, and just like we're jumping over like you know rails to things or over rails to rails and these other things. So and like things that really wasn't happening much in blading or at all in skateboarding. I was like, man, this is sick. So I started getting into like that kind of style a bit, but that's where I kind of drew those two things. Like Pat Lennon's like his way of rollerblading because not many people were skating like any of them. Shima, BJ, like all the Bomb Squad guys,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then like a lot of the BMX too. I was like really stoked on like the amplitude stuff. It's cool.
Then talking about like Pat Lennon the other day, just because I was killing time, I was reading all of my daily breads, and I saw a picture of Pat Lennon top soling this 52 downstairs rail, like nothing. It was crazy.
Insane that steep one, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, 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 yeah. All
Oh,
those like Redwood City guys, they just grew up skating like that.
yeah, and like the thing that you said to Shima about the water, it's so true. There might maybe something in the water up there in Redwood that like turns them.
Yeah, something.
Oh,
Totally, man.
Ruben Alcantara. He says Ricardo Lino.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's the guy. Man,
Oh,
that's
London City
crazy.
Genetics doesn't like BMX.
And like
uh,
right now, are you playing? Because I saw you playing drums. Like, are you
mhm.
playing in a band or something like that?
No, not right now. I'm not. Drums was like I played drums before skating in school and like third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. I played all the way up to like eighth grade, and then found blading and found like uh, you know girls, and then I just like gave up on. But I started playing again after I got hit by the car in Spain. After I got hit by the car in
Shit.
Spain, I started playing again because I didn't have my ankles for like 9 months. I had like cast and surgery, so I was just using my hands again. And then yeah, I started playing in bands and stuff like that. I got into pretty serious, more of a serious thing with bands with like Roast. With John Bellino was in the band. My old roommate Nico and my friend's brother Connor Barrett, Austin Barrett's little brother. He did a lot of like the Shredweiser art stuff. So yeah, we were in bands for a while, traveling, playing a bit, and I'm not playing in a band right now, but I'm still like playing when I can. But yeah, I'm just, you know, that's a tough path, man. Like, you know, like traveling and trying to make money and doing that, like and sleeping on floors, like, you know, it's like cool when you're in like your, you know, your 20s and stuff like that. But I just like to play because I love playing, you know. So it's like that thing with skating, like, you know, you just love skating, like just love playing, but at the moment not in a band and not really focused on being in a band, just focused on work, Jump Street, skating, my garden. That's about it.
Awesome. Talking about Jump Street, which is, in my opinion, something like really, really fucking cool. I do love it. You guys
Thanks.
kill it, and so super thumbs up for what you guys are
Thank
keep
you.
doing it, and like what you guys are doing, because it's super
You keep doing what you're
entertaining.
doing too, man. This is awesome. If you
Oh,
found
thank you,
something in
thank
this quarantine that's really cool that can keep going.
thank you so much, Billy. Really means a lot from coming out from you.
Oh, thanks.
Well, there is any like a future project, maybe I don't know, some VOD or some profile, something like that.
Yeah, I'm working on something right now, but I'm taking my time. But I'm working on it, and yeah, so I'm working on a VOD. Yes.
Mamma mia.
But as far as Jump Street goes, we're receiving some, especially in light of like the Shima episode and some other things, like people have been coming on to support us more. And like someone just said, get DL on Jump Street. Come on, fish. I'm sorry. People are asking us to have DL on Jump Street, so I'm trying to have DL on Jump Street, and we have like this crazy wish list of people we want to have on, but people are like supporting us now, and so we're gonna do like a bunch more podcasts. I want to get Josh Petty on, Shane's, Shane Coburn and Be Free and Montre, and so many people, and that we just want to, and a lot of the OGs and all these people.
Will Gordon, please bring Will Gordon.
Will Gordon, that'd be great. Oh, maybe, because we got to go down that area to see Josh Petty, so maybe. But we also want to like keep your eyes out for other things other than podcasts, because we want to bring some other things to make the culture fun.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. What you said, it's like you guys, in my opinion, Jump Street, like settle, it's writing like a culture somehow. Like in my opinion, when I'm listening like all of those podcasts, I do increase my cultural experience about skating, and that is the thing that I like most about the Jump Street podcast. That is why I do think it's pretty cool, and I do love it. So,
thanks, man. And I think that was like, we see it in a lot of those people, but it's really especially evident in like the Shima episode, and like the Shima episode. Just so many stories that are just buried. You know what I mean? That are just so valuable. That are just like someone sent me. We started talking about this, about like when skating companies big clothing companies used to sponsor skaters, like Levi's and things like that. And my friend Mike sent me like a picture of Bashi Pope in a Gap ad like a long time ago, like in a print Gap ad on Solomon skates, like doing I think like a loop hang or something like that. But it was to just like, I think we've gotten to a place where we've been pretty much accepting like, oh, this is how it is in our culture, and it's beautiful. We love it. It's all great. But just like some of the stories are just so amazing to look back on and uncover, and just like obviously the stories behind certain tricks that had huge impacts on our whole thing. It's just fun, and I'm happy that we could just do it, and we have friends that want to come on because it's just something we're interested in, like genuinely interested in too. So it's just easy.
Man, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to see Josh Petty and maybe the Will Gordon one.
I'd be sick. Oh, I gotta ask this. This guy asked me a question. Do you mind if I answer it, Jason?
Of course, no, definitely go for it.
He said, Billy, when do you start to watch Europe skating scene or get attention to Europe skaters? What was the first time? I think the first video was Last Call. Do you remember that? With like
Young
Albert.
Young Welch did it, right? Jan did it, right?
What was it? Did he do Last Call? No, because what was the video with like Albert Hui and New Men?
That one.
That one.
That one. Oh no, that one was the Kaiser one. You mean?
No,
Kaiser?
this is like old. Like it's like the Albert Hui must have been like 16, and like like Leon Humphreys and New Men from France. That was like my first time like seeing the street skating scene out there, and then Yoda Merciley. from Switzerland.
Mamma mia,
And
io no.
so good, like, and all these guys, and then meeting Leon Humphreys in California, and yeah, I mean, I had meeting Mark in Spain, and sadly, I've still never gone to Italy and skated. Got to get over there one of these days.
You have to come. I told you, like.
I got to, bro.
Huh?
I have to get over there, bro. I've been meaning to.
Damn, like it will be great to see you here skating, man. You have a
Hopefully,
place here.
when we're all traveling again, maybe next year. Oh, Mamma Mia, no. But hopefully soon.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that's it. I just figured I'd answer that question since he had it asked over there.
So yeah, was young
someone asked me
Wedge.
what my dog is. Hold on, real quick. Someone asked me what my dog is.
Yay!
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
No. Hey, so with that being said, Billy, it's already more than an hour, so I don't want to steal your time.
Oh wow.
Billy, I do really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you, Jason.
It really means a lot to me, and like, thank you for the people who was here, like commenting, sending questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you so much for your time, Billy. I'm looking forward to see you soon. Hopefully, maybe here in Italy. Who knows? And,
that'd be great, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of your podcast. And stay in touch, man. It's always great hearing from you and talking to you.
Definitely. Stay safe. I'm looking forward to see you soon. Okay.
See you soon, brother. Stay safe.
Hey, bye.
Peace.